This is Scott Becker with the Becker Private Equity and Becker Business Minute podcast. These are 7 of the stories that we're following this morning, and thank you for listening. January 13th, 2023. First, futures point down this morning after several good days in the markets. We do note that Bank of America calls for the markets to fall significantly, one of their analysts says by 10%, but then to rally later this year. That was reported in a Bloomberg story this morning. Second, Porsche had a record year. VW, in contrast, had an awful year. So the sort of concept I take out of this is that business and life are sort of directional. Companies, maybe people, are either moving in the right direction or the wrong direction. For those companies that are making progress, I think the two things we look at is, are they both blocking and tackling, and are they truly creating vibe and excitement? Are they doing things well, and are they doing things that are interesting? Another way to look at it is, are they doing things that customers really want or need? Porsche is doing that. It seems like right now VW has gotten themselves sort of staid and solid but boring. And then can they deliver on it? To put it a different way, one of the smartest leaders we get a chance to visit with regularly is Sanjeev Agrawal, the president and chief operating officer at LeanTaaS, which has grown tremendously. He basically takes customer fit or product fit one step further. He essentially says, do customers need what you're selling? Do they need what you're doing to solve a problem? Are you fixing a headache, or are you doing something they want to have? In the ideal world, it's sort of both, something that somebody really needs, and they also like it. They also want it. So that's the concept. Porsche is doing this right, VW not so right. Third, as widely discussed yesterday, consumer price index down to 6.5%. Still a ways to go, but really directionally in the right direction. Core inflation down a little bit further. Fourth, oil at nearly $80 a barrel, Bitcoin near 19,000, the 10-year Treasury down to about 3.44%, and cannabis stocks still struggling overall. Fifth, on Becker's Healthcare, a great discussion yesterday with Dr. John DeCapua, the CEO and founder of North American Partners in Anesthesia. NAPA has 6,000 physicians nationally, and he talked to us yesterday about the No Surprises Act and how poorly that has turned out for providers and how well that's been the advantage of insurance companies and what providers can do about it. John's a fierce advocate for clinicians, providers, health systems. Fascinating how poorly this No Surprises Act has worked out for hospitals, providers, clinicians. Sixth, BlackRock, the world's largest asset management firm with $8.6 trillion in assets under management, saw profits slip significantly in the revenue in the fourth quarter. Both revenues and profits slipped significantly. Again, I think profits down by 23% or so, revenues down by 15%. The good news for them is that assets under management have recovered some in the fourth quarter, up to $8.6 trillion from $8 trillion. They had been down 3 quarters in a row. So that's good news for BlackRock, because at the end of the day, that issue of where are their assets under management is the biggest leading indicator of where the profits are going. So that's the story with BlackRock. The 7th story we're following today is a discussion we had yesterday with Liz Hudson, the brilliant leader of EGH, on what to do, when do you abandon a goal or project or business? And we talked about 4 different things, 4 different choices. Stay the course, keep doing what you're doing. And this could be about goals, it could be about a business, it could be about almost anything. Second, make changes and make pivots and try and better hit what you're trying to do. Third, double down on what you're doing. I know one of the businesses that we're in, we're in the process of doubling down on it. We like what we see. We're moving forward. We're doubling down. Fourth is abandon it altogether. If you decided this just isn't worth doing. Sometimes I'll be reading a book on tape. I'm so bored with it. I'm willing to abandon it. But more importantly, are you doing that with more important things in your life? That choice. I could abandon this. I can let this go. So those are 4 big choices when making those decisions. Stay the course, make changes, double down, or abandon them. Thank you for listening to this version of the Becker Business Minute, the Becker Private Equity Podcast. Again, 7 quick stories this morning. Thank you very much for listening.